Hey YouTube, so this is my review of the LanLan Curvy Copter. Now I just love this puzzle, I love the look of it. It actually looks like a 4-leaf clover on this side. So I love the turning of it, it's really smooth. The tensioning though, I really haven't fixed yet, even though I've had this puzzle for well over a year. But it's just a little bit uneven, but it's not that big of a deal. As you saw earlier with the turning, there was a tiny bit of catching. It's just if one layer is kind of misaligned, it does not quite go. There's no real reverse corner cutting, but if it is aligned, it's fantastic. It does give a little bit for corner cutting, just no reverse. It's because the sharpness of the pieces makes them really catch on each other. Now, what I like about this puzzle is it's an edge turning puzzle, and it turns on 12 axes, so each of these edges are like centers, so they never move, they just rotate. And it's a very fun puzzle to solve. What I really like about this puzzle is it shapeshifts. Because of this feature, it's just that internally the pieces look the same, so even though that it's kind of turned and misaligned, the cuts allow it to actually go through and move. And this causes jumbling, where pieces actually go out of their orbit. So one example of this is, for instance, this blue piece cannot end up where this green piece is, just because no matter what I do, I can't get moved over there, no matter how much I try. However, if you were to actually do a jumbling move, you can get it swapped over to that spot. And now it's there. So it's cool that you can actually get pieces where they're not supposed to be, and it shapeshifts. So the one thing I kind of don't like is I don't like puzzles that get bandaged. Bandage is when it's kind of like the pieces are stuck together with a band-aid and it can't move. So I can't move this because the cut does not go through here. So this piece is blocking it. But fortunately, it's not that big of a problem, just because with how you solve this type of puzzle, it's really only during the beginning. It doesn't make that big of a deal, and it's fairly quick. You do tend to do a lot of jumbling moves later on, but you don't really... It doesn't bandage that much of the puzzle. It's like the move that you saw earlier where it puts it back into shape. You just try and fix orbit. What's cool is you can actually solve this puzzle with or without jumbling moves. So you could just do the 180 turns and scramble it that way, and everything will be in the proper orbit, and you only need to do 180 turns to solve the entire puzzle. But if you do jumbling moves, you get some pretty cool situations, like where two pieces are out of place, but it's also because a lot of these pieces, they are logically equivalent to each other. Since, if you have this piece in this piece's place, it looks the exact same as if they were in the proper place, and it doesn't really matter, but could create some weird things. Or you could have it where one of these centerpieces is just turned the wrong way. But yeah, it's a very fun puzzle. I love solving this. It takes not too long to solve it, but it does take longer than like a 3x3. Like, it takes me a couple minutes. I'm also not the fastest at this. If I solve it more often, I can actually remember my algorithms with it and get through it. But I just love it because it's so different how you're, like, with the solving method. Because I always jumble it when I scramble it, but just putting it back into shape. Then, like, the first part's not that hard, getting the first layer. Then when I'm building up, it's cool to actually have to figure a way to put the pieces in. It's like a different type of F2L. And then the last layer is really cool for trying to get all the pieces in the proper space. And then for getting, like, the corners correct, it's very fun. It's kind of similar in how you're solving it, like building up, to how I solve a 3x3, but it's different. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, it's just different. Now, there's really not much more to say about this puzzle, except it's very fun. It does not pop, although my friend has had one that has popped. That was my fault. It was like, I ended up basically doing a bunch of jumbling moves, and everything was out of whack, and I was doing moves like this, and I was forcing it, and it caused a piece to pop out. But yeah, just playing with it regularly, it really doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't pop. There are really no problems with this puzzle. As long as you turn accurately, it's fine. It's really easy just to table this puzzle for keeping stability, but you can solve it like this and it's still fine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, if you have any questions, if you want to see a tutorial, if you want to see like some other videos, just let me know about the types of videos, if I'm doing this right. You know, I'm a early on YouTuber. It helps to get some feedback. Thanks, guys.